go. We can go. Welcome along to English Park on this chilly winter's evening for this Morrison Mitsubishi semi-final between the two leading clubs in the Southern League at the moment. Christchurch United in their white against Cashmere Technical in their yellow. Well, we have a look at this Christchurch United side. Well, there's a few weapons out there that have been scoring freely of late, and one of those is Captain Joel Stevens in the number 15 shirt. He picked himself up a few goals on the weekend, and of course Matthew Brazier is always dangerous, along with David Yu. Cashmere Technical, well, welcome back to Garvin Coughlin. He picked up 5 on the weekend, and of course Lockie McIsaac is another danger man who's been on form of late, and of course Yuya Taguchi, very potent player coming out of the midfield. Well, our officials, Caleb Downs is in charge. He'll be assisted by Ralph Klink and Richard Jones. So expect a well-controlled game and plenty of fans here in the Steve Sumner stand. A few woolly hats. It's about 5 degrees out there, and it's probably only going to get colder. The two captains, as you said, Joel Stevens and Tom Swartz, ready to bring it and see who can get through to the 7th of September final for this Morrison Mitsubishi Cup, English Cup this year. Sitting waiting for them is Coastal Spirit. So whichever way this one goes, we know we're in for a corker of a final. Those are the 3 form sides here in mainland football at the moment. Not many points between them in the Southern League. Got Cashmere Technical have racked up 14 victories. It's the 1 draw, 1 loss, sitting on 43 points. Christchurch United, 13 wins, no draws but 3 losses, sees them on 39. And the finalist have already booked themselves into the final. Coastal Spirit, they have the 11 wins, 3 draws and just the 1 loss, sitting on 36 points with a game in hand. We'll try to pick up the formation here. It looks like Aidan Barber-Ryan has maintained his spot out on the right hand side of this Cashmere Technical attacking lineup. No doubt Garvin Coughlin will be at the top of it. It'll be Christchurch United who get us underway all the way back to Van Dyke. He'll get it forward, well away from James Britton. Back into Riley Grover. And back to the keeper it goes. Grover, back into you. Van Dyke just being patient with it. Nice and easing themselves into this game. Christchurch United want to make sure that they are able to get the better of this one as they search for some silverware. Current holders of the Hewley Shield after beating Coastal Spirit a couple of weeks back by the 1 goal. And Stevens tries to flick it onto Grover, but Britton is there. You. That's to Stevens. Clever work in there as Barbara Ryan gives chase. Coughlin, his first touch, can't keep it. Across the back go Christchurch United. Well, yes, it was the last meeting back in the June during the 8th, where Cashmere Technical hosted Christchurch United and they managed a 4-2 victory in a game where a lot of the time it was led, well, it was a short-lived lead that Christchurch United got themselves into 2-1, but good goals from Lockie McIsaac there enabled Cashmere Technical to get that 3 points in the Southern League as Coughlin gets the ball out under control. Trying to get down to their work, but it's been very busy work in here from Christchurch United. As soon as they're losing the ball, there's an intent to get it back. Grover out to Stevens. Barbara Ryan closing down immediately. Taguchi didn't know much about it, but decent block. Yu drives away, just glides across the pitch and releases to Stevens. Working there from Graham. Gets the ball spread. Graham working with Pradhan. Third kick of the day. Supported by a good number of Christchurch United supporters here as the Steve Sumner stand is filling up quietly. Probably a few people just popped down by the fish and chip here and got themselves some hot chips to keep their hands warm today. As Stevens looks for the opportunity to get down the line, but can't keep it in. Just waiting to see where he can get the ball down. Well intercepted there by Barbara Ryan. Gets it to Coughlin. Graham got back, but all the way through is Coughlin as he drives in towards the area. Gets beyond one. Nice tight control, but can only find Joel Stevens as Christchurch United work their way out into an attacking position with Matt Brazier. Back into Stevens. Switches on the way through Yu. Out to Grover. Nice compact and well structured defence at the moment for Cashmere Technical. Be an absolute chess match out here between the two coaching staff, with Dan Swartz in charge of Cashmere Technical and Ryan Edwards. Sure, a lot of thought, quite a few whiteboard sessions have gone into the winning of this game. All the way back to Van Dyke. To Group Green. Drops it into precise ball into Stevens. Flicked on down the line to Yu. Searching for some space, finds it into Stevens. Oh, great little cut out there by Lapsley. Dangerous work in there. It was a decent ball across there from Grover. Well up and one by Lapsley, and through comes a bit of defence, but Ballard's done well there. In comes Danny Kane. Surging forward, play on, says referee, and Barbara Ryan searching for the advance run there from Coughlin, but Danny Kane's back up and running. Yu across to Grover. Patient work here. Graham. Just playing there from Main. Opening opening up the play and couldn't find a wee bit of space here. Swartz is there to the ball out to his old mate Danny Knight, who's been our way doing a bit of goalkeeping coaching. He's on under 17s and was rushed back into the squad on Wednesday night after an injury. There's Riley Grover gets the ball back and Lachie McIsa's putting the heat on to Groot Green, but calm work here from United, looking very composed. Riley Grover, no stranger from playing at the back. Lapsley, they're coming together but waved on. It's a defence try to regroup here. Brazier's taking the ball into the zone. It's a great save from Danny Knight. That one looked like it had gone past him. He threw up his hands at desperation and into the safety of the crossbar. Here comes Lachie McIsa. As they go end to end here, Taguchi got it to Coughlin, who's put it in, but sorry, that was not Coughlin, that was Aidan Barber-Ryan, who was found offside, but a decent finish from him. It's only a little bit in that one. Chances at both ends. Cannot see this one staying a stalemate, and well, it can't. It's got to go to penalties if we're all tied up by the end of 90. Actually, I think there might be additional time thrown in there, so we could be a long one as these two sides try to strategise their way to victory. Grover chips it in towards Brazier. Safely back to Knight. Into Swartz. Across to Kane. To Tyndall. Drives forward. Declan Tyndall. Accomplished forward runner. Barber-Ryan goes back into Ballard. Finds Todd Smith. To Kane. Todd Smith, he was turning out for Christchurch United last year. He's made the transition into tech football rather well, and it's a wee tipped it ahead back. Coughlin got an opportunity to nod the ball in, but couldn't find the power required to get it past the retreating Van Dijk. A risky play there, might have given a wee heart palpitation to Ryan Edwards. Stevens, the big diagonal. Lapsley cuts it out. It's John McIsaac. No quarter given, and the ball's ended up with Matt Todd Smith. He'll look to get some go forward here as he threads the ball through to Taguchi, and there's a late flag in there. And my word, that must have been rather close. A nice high line defence in there from Christchurch United. Moved as a unit. Able to fight Taguchi's forward run. Trap him offside. Danny Kane to Tyndall. Todd Smith. All the way back to Kane. Release the pressure. Forward to Barber-Ryan. Brings it down well. Leading under pressure, also from Daniel Main. Tyndall. Smart switch of play there into Swartz. So he looks for a forward run of Garvin Coughlin. Usual loose play there from Stevens. Well, both these sides are not sure of goal scoring form. The last 3 weeks has seen Cashmere Technical score 6 goals in each of their games. So on the weekend it was 6-0 versus Nomads. A week prior it was 6-1 against Universities of Canterbury. It was 6-2 in a home game against Nelson Suburbs. Christchurch United to enable themselves to get into contention for the National League have been piling on the goals. They got 11 against SC 2011 3 weeks ago. Picked up a crucial victory against Coastal Spirit by just the 1 goal. And on the weekend, it was 9-0 over Selwyn. So, as we said, the form, goal-scoring form, there's plenty of players out there who have done it recently. Swartz. Let's just switch across to Tyndall. Kane to Todd Smith. Finds it thrown through the Ballard. Nice turn. Mr. Barbara Ryan. With a jig around Grover. Comes through with it, drives into the box here, gets his head up, searching for Coughlin in the middle, but just couldn't find him. Oh, Aidan Barbara Ryan has played a lot of football in and around the middle of the park. He's adapted himself to this right-hand side rather well in the last couple of outings I've seen him play. Kane into Ballard. Todd Smith immediately under pressure from Main, but takes a wee touch and it's way to play on. Well, he's not too happy about it, but Cashmere Technical do have the ball and able to continue. Swartz going for that long ball into Coughlin. Nicely dealt with by De Groot Green. Predan. De Groot Green. To Graham. You. Stevens looking for an opportunity to get into Brazier. Brazier way a bit too quick on the turn there and well dealt with by the experienced Swartz. Great flick on there from Coughlin right into the feet of Barbara Ryan. Slows it down, waits for some options. Back into Coughlin, who's deepish. Todd Smith launches one in towards Barbara Ryan. It's closely watched by Grover, but it's an outstanding touch. But once again, Aidan Barbara Ryan just unable to find the link up. The final pass, he's getting himself into some great positions in there with some fine control. And some space here for Christchurch United to work with. Lapsley able to slow things down. Into Brazier. And it goes. And in. Waiting for it to fall, but Tyndall. Desperate work in there from him. It did end up with Brazier, but no chance. And it's a late-ish card there. Not sure who might have picked that one up, but Tom Swartz will just check that one with referee Downs. Likes to be up to date with the information referees have. Kane. Work from Graham. Goes in. Was looking to give Stevens an opportunity to get the ball in. That's gone in hot to Brazier. Couldn't do too much about that one as Taguchi gets it back into Todd Smith, who somewhat overplayed in the end, was fortunate Great ball through to Taguchi, out to Lapsley. Ballard. Coughlin just unable to link up with McIsaac there. Swartz desperate to get the ball forward and has done into Taguchi. Clever work, McIsaac's back, launch one forward. It's a great run in here from Coughlin. So we'll give the United defence something to work with as he chops inside, outside. And Graham doing awfully well there to stop the advancing run from Coughlin. And it'll be the first corner of the evening. So it'll be Taguchi in charge of whipping this one in. It's a tall timber joints. Swartz, Kane, obvious targets. It's taken short. Great press in there from you. Denying any opportunity to get that in. Matt Todd-Smith is closed down so quickly. May back into Graham. Comes to Grover. Only a quick freak here, but ran out of room in the end. Matt Todd-Smith stopping Stevens' advancement. As Coughlin brings it down well. Looks for the opportunity but to retain possession, but it's back in with Christchurch United. Van Dijk under pressure from Taguchi. Releases to De Groot. And the press continues and safety's found back with Van Dijk. Fred Hahn. Van Dijk. Nice ball in to Stevens. Yu was onto it well, but just fell at an awkward angle in there. Barbara Ryan. It's a ball into Woods and towards Coughlin, but De Groot Green was comfortable under the pressure. Brad Hahn towards Brazier. Won it over Swartz here, and Swartz has gone to the deck. Brazier's come away with it. Working it across, but there's enough defenders there to block the pathway. Swartz can release the pressure well. It was a decent defensive effort there. Tom Swartz doesn't get beaten too often there. But Brazier moves quickly across the surface and just got the better of that contest. What a contest it will be all evening. As Stevens goes into battle with Tyndall. Great little matchups all over the park here. Graham into Grover. The group. To you. Nice little 1-2 and then with Main. Gone to Stevens, who whips it across, but no one in advanced position for Christchurch United to put any threat on the Cashmere technical goal. Swartz. Coughlin. Moves it off to McIsaac. Takes off down the line. Goes to the ground and looks hopefully in towards referee Downs. Nothing given. Graham. Out to you. Distributed well by Grover to Stevens. Main. Just with the pass.
TK!
Tyndall to Barbara Ryan. Flicks it back nicely. Rolled in towards Taguchi, but to Group Green. Finds safety by going back into Van Dyke. Launches it forward. Brazier and Kane go to toe-to-toe. Ballard. It's around Main, but Yu is there to stop his progress, and now it's Grover. Left foot gets it in towards Yu, who tried to spin himself into a position to get a strike, but loses the ball on the way. Both sides just settling into the comfort area here as the chances are coming slowly, very few and far between. Swartz finds some space to release the ball towards an advancing Taguchi. It's well defended in the air by Pradhan. The ball's back with Cashmere Technical. Ballard into Todd Smith. Todd Smith sees the run by Taguchi, but well blocked by the Group Green. Graham back into Grover. Riley Grover spending a wee bit of time in midfield, but more than adept to just slot in and become a third central defender, as and when needed. Well, a good contest, plenty of arms up, wanting the throw. Not from the right place, says referee Downs. Brazier comes short. Back into Pradhan. Across to the Group Green. Plenty of movement in front, but back into Graham, who releases to Stevens, who always seems to find himself in a bit of space. Jinx inside of Ballard, but Ballard returns. Driving across into Stevens. Taguchi's there to stop any progress there. Back into Graham. Gets a wee sighter. Tries to chip in towards the near post, but couldn't find the advancing Aidan Surrey. Swartz into Coughlin. McIsaac gets it back to Coughlin, who gets it round one, but you there to get the position back for United. Great contest in there in between centre back and centre forward. Continues. Barbara Ryan turning Riley Grover so well. Can he find the space to get the ball across? It's right into the far post and headed away to the safety of a corner there by Tyler Hornsby. comes Swartz and Kane. Last corner, taken short. Never made it into the box. This time, I'm sure Taguchi will put it in. He does, bends it in towards. Got rid of by United defence. Barbara Ryan tries to get it back in, but Rabaru gets it near you, but Ballard's done well to take it off his toes. Graham, no way forward, back into Grover. Yu returns the ball to Gert Green. Yu moving the ball around here nicely, Christchurch United. Graham gets it to be on Yu as can't find any ball forward to Brazier. And Knight slicing this one away, but Ballard unable to bring it down, much to disappointment. Delightful little flick in there from Yu. Ball's pinging around here. Yu, main. No way through and released. And a late check in there, spotted by referee Downs. And Danny Kane. The ball's doing all the work out there today. Both sides were really willing to ping it round, look for the space. Try not to play too much risky football at the back. Always looking for that opportunity to create deep space. Midfield being used sparingly. A crossfield ball into Taguchi. It's it back to Swartz. Loosish ball from Taguchi, but Ballard's there to tidy it up. Taguchi goes driving forward. Out it comes to Barbara Ryan, who's had luck down this right-hand side on occasion. Drives inside one. Taguchi looking for the wee nutmeg there on Graham, but not coming off. And considering a high press, but I found Main in a lot of space in the middle. Out it comes to Stevens. Slow progression at the moment for United. Yu, more than willing to step on it and slow things down. Gain some attacking space. See, consider the next move. To go Green, just exchanging with Graham. And it goes to Pradhan. Fed through to Yu. Switch across to Stevens. Finds himself one-on-one with Tyndall. Finds the space and whips it across. And my word, Matt Brazier can't have been too far away from that one as Taguchi sets the opportunity. And just unable to get in the right place at the right time as the group Green. Just about came undone. Yu into Grover. Ballard's able to get it back to Swartz. Lapsley back to Swartz. Coughlin rolls it back to Ballard to Lapsley. Lapsley looks up, finds McIsaac. Headed away. Bit of an ask there for a high foot, but referee Downs was in a good spot there to see if there was any danger. Ballard. Kane. Chipped forward towards Coughlin. Brought down well by McIsaac, who can't get it beyond Pradhan. Swartz Throws it into Ballard. Ballard on the turn. Gets it to McIsaac. Coughlin just couldn't find the link in there to release Garvin Coughlin. McIsaac maybe just guilty of taking that extra touch in there. Once again, Cashmere Technical having to delay their runs because of the high line that this Christchurch United side is playing, looking to catch anyone offside who attacks a fraction too early. McIsaac looks for the big hopeful switch of play into Barbara Ryan. And he goes crashing into the United player. All sorts of concern around there. And there'll be some slight discussions in here. I'm not sure who we'll see. It's just the yellow at this stage for Lockie McIsaac, who's just had a rash contest. Matt Brazier had dropped into the midfield to get involved, and then he certainly did get involved. Lockie McIsaac probably just guilty there of trying to repair the things after a bit of a rash, maybe a decision he regretted, trying to play that long ball across to Barbara Ryan. Lapsley brings it down and looks for Coughlin, but Brad Hard defending well. Stevens drifted inside here and twists, turns, launches for Domain, but ball's not under control here as Kane is bouncing around for it. He stays down for the moment. It's not too comfortable. Up he gets to McIsaac. Taguchi's got forward, who's closed down by United defence. Brad Hard, Coughlin's up well, but couldn't direct the flick on into Taguchi's path. Van Dyke gets it to Tyndall, who has some time to decide what he's going to do. Back to Kane. Wants to see some midfield space. Knight across to Swartz. Brazier, just a lone figure up the top, trying to direct traffic, making sure Cashmere Technical refrained from switching the ball at will. Taguchi. Use Knight. Swartz. Closed down and chased by Brazier, who must be one fit footballer. I think we'll do this for 90 minutes, no doubt. Coughlin finds some time. Flicks it on. Barbara Ryan. Riley Grover, well positioned. Kane. Brings it down. Britton. Swartz. Across to Lapsley. Ballard. Turns well. Flies it forward and towards Todd Smith, but no luck there, and Coughlin's come back to steal the ball off you, who thought he might have been away with it. Ballard back into Kane, across to Swartz. Coughlin still making his way back on that defensive run, so nothing forward for Swartz to find. Now he strides into the midfield. Beyond one, it's a ball to Taguchi's drifted out wide. Immediately claps around him. Graham finds a bit of contact, and Cashmere Technical will be happy to get the throw. Well, 10 minutes of regulation time left in this half of football. Ballard. It's back to Swartz. Lapsley wants it back. Todd Smith's able to turn and drive. You doing very well defensively in there. Coughlin taking the throw. Let's get the things restarted. And the back four. Comes all the way across to Tyndall. Tyndall drives in. Releases to Swartz. Couldn't quite see the pass, but now he can. Main brings it down, immediately under pressure. Hungry work in there from Garvin Coughlin. No easy way out there for Hornsby. Graham, Brad Hahn, Van Dyke. The ball at the Grover, just flicks on nicely towards Stevens. Stevens looking for that ball for Daniel Yu, but well read by Kane. Releases the ball all the way across to McIsaac. Could take a good touch, a wee bit of a fortunate bounce. Tries to get the ball to Coughlin, but far too much on it. Lockie McIsaac there, just needing to get a bit of composure on the ball, and plenty of players in front of him to be able to launch an attack there. Stevens gone into the engine room to get involved, but it's Graham to Yu. Yu able to turn, but can't see a way forward. Goes back to DeGroot Green. Into Pradhan. Hold into Graham. Stevens drifted himself across the park here to get involved. Into Brazier. Main. Looks for a way forward, but Kane's there. Todd Smith gets it to Taguchi. Coughlin sat in and no forward run, so Taguchi will go to Lapsley. Back to Swartz. Dangerous little turn in there from Ballard. He's been caught out by Stevens. Looking for a space to play it in, but Swartz knows where to place himself. Well, one by Graham. The attack will reinstate. Pradhan. Flicked in towards Brazier. Leave a little more forward here. Knights come out, and there is a whistle on this one as Stevens went crashing into Kane, I think it was, and referee Downs judged it to be overly physical. And this one is in danger zone for Danny Knight, as he'll definitely have 3 or 4 on the wall from here, I would say. No, opting for just the 3. The conversation over the ball looks to be between Stevens and Yu. Technical, I've left someone. Stevens clips it in. Great defensive header, but it only gets as far as Yu. Tries to drive it in, but it's blocked initially. Back out to Stevens, who's got time to get this one in. No. Opts to get it to Yu. Drives it back Isaac. Finds it back into Brazier. And And released by Ada Barbarai towards Coughlin. Now Taguchi's on the ball, sees the opportunity to get it to Coughlin, couldn't get it quite in front of him. The attack comes to a bit of a slowdown. Coughlin can't decide what he's going to do with it. Finds Britton. Barbara Ryan. All the way back to Kane. Across to Swartz. Todd Smith. Attempting to get it across to Barbara Ryan, but Grover can cut it out. Stevens will settle it down through to Greg Green. To Gert Green. Main just sitting in there as a centre back now. To Gert Green. To Van Dyke. Got a right foot too. Through comes Lapsley. Great turn in there from McIsaac, but desperate defensive work in there from Surrey. Coughlin with an outstanding touch, but couldn't bring it into his own stride. Graham. Switches play. Back into Pradhan. Crossfield ball aimed for, but can only get as far as Tyndall. Rolls it back to Knight. David Yu was right there, inches away from breaking the deadlock. And a wee touch in there from Coughlin maybe. Sends Main to the ground. Well, Declan Tyndall, there was one relieved man as that under-hit back pass was reached by Danny Knight before you could get anywhere near it. Opportunity here for Christchurch United. Flicked in, got rid of what for the moment. Nicely done by Barbara Ryan. Gets it back to Tyndall. Ball towards Coughlin. Brings it down well as it invites collision in between Christchurch United players. And it's a great ball in towards Taguchi. Well-timed run there from Tyler Hornsby, who needed to be there and get back fast. Great vision from Garvin Coughlin looking for Taguchi. Well, either end. Tyndall gets it to Swartz. Launches forward. Taguchi's made the run. Brings it down, spins, turns, goes at him. Rolls it into Coughlin, who turns and has a strike, and Van Dyke had to be at his best there to keep the scores level at 0-0. Well, Yuya Taguchi and Garvin Coughlin, such a potent attacking threat. As time's up here in the first half as we see if there's any additional time. Can the deadlock being broken? David Hughes there to get the ball back for Christchurch United and create maybe one more attack in this half. Pradhan for the last touch of the half, and 0-0 here at English Park in this Morrison Mitsubishi English Cup semi-final between the top two sides in the Southern League, Cashmere Technical and Christchurch United. Both sides running for the changing rooms to make sure that they can get as much info and strategy in to break this deadlock. Welcome back to English Park as this second half of the Morrison Mitsubishi semi-final of the English Cup is about to take place. If you've just joined us, no goals so far, but plenty of chances, plenty of ball movement. The legs will be fresh out there for both teams because the ball has been doing a mountain of work. Been some great shape, some intelligent play from both sides, but neither able to find a way through. It looks to be a change here. Number 20, Daniel Main, has come off. And it might have been number 10, Eric Machi Sugahara, has come on. There's Coughlin. Goes back to Swartz, across to Kane, very solid in the first half. Up towards Coughlin, the group Green's there to steal it. Machi Sugahara gets his first touch. Rolled in towards Taguchi. Drives across, gets it out to McIsaac. Delivers a ball in here and met by Coughlin, but couldn't get any direction on it. Lapsley able to get it back in. Into Groot Green. Easy with the clearance. Tyndall. Back into Kane. Misdirected in towards Matt Todd-Smith. Ballard just turning into trouble here. Putting some pressure on as he did in the first half. Such a quick turn of pace in there from the Christchurch United midfielder. Taguchi gets it down to feet. Back to Tyndall. Drives in looking for space. Lays back to Kane. Finds some midfield space. And Todd Smith looking for Barbara Ryan, but Grover able to intercept and back into Graham. Coughlin. Laying the ball off to Taguchi. McIsaac will come wide. Receives it. Back into Ballard. Lapsley. Back to Swartz. To McIsaac. Lapsley. Find Taguchi. Wee bit of space, but defence closes in. Swartz. Rolls into McIsaac, back into Ballard. Can't find his way past. Tried to penetrate the ball in towards Coughlin. Lapsley gets it back to Knight. May just be a wee bit short of a gallop. Not having played for some time, although I think he got pretty much 90 minutes in on the weekend. way forward there for Cashmere Technical. Graham flots in. Back to you. Pradhan. To Graham. Suri. Pradhan under pressure from Taguchi here. Gets the ball forward to Brazier. Can't get it past Ballard. Hornsby. Ball ricocheting off Suri there, and Cashmere Technical quickly taken through by Lapsley. Gets it across to Swartz. Kane. It's to Todd Smith. We have a ball inside by Aidan Barber-Ryan. Gets Todd Smith. Bursting down the line is Barber-Ryan. Cuts inside. Can he find a ball in? It's found its way to the back post. And what a ball it is from Aidan Barber-Ryan. Garvin Coughlin, your man in the 6-yard box, posts that one into the net. And it gives Cashmere Technical the lead here in the 4th minute of the second half. Well, Aidan Barber-Ryan, the engineer of that one, as he worked himself well into space, cut inside, drove the ball across the 6-yard box, and Garvin Coughlin had the time and the space and the know-how to put that one away to give the team in yellow the advantage. Well, we didn't have to wait long. This is going to turn things up, ladies and gentlemen. Christchurch United will be desperate to find their way back into this one. Hornsby gets it down to Suri. Can't find his way past Lapsley. Well, Cashmere Technical aren't on top of the Southern League for no reason. They've been able to find themselves into the winning position more often than not. As Coughlin gets it back into Lapsley. McIsaac launched, but Hornsby has read it well. Back into Van Dyke. Gets it to Coughlin, gets it as far as Coughlin. Graham doing well to disrupt. Todd Smith tries to feed the ball through to Barber-Ryan, but far too much work to be done there. Well, Aidan Barber-Ryan got himself into a couple of attacking positions in the first half. Just wasn't able to find the pass to set up anybody, but made no mistake on that occasion. Gets it back to Pradhan. Across to considering his options here. Finds it back to Pradhan. Graham. Hornsby. And he finds Matt Todd Smith there. Tyndall immediately under pressure, but gets himself out of it via Lapsley. Brought down well by Coughlin, but great defending. As Lee completes the nutmeg on Ballard. Across to Stevens. Can he engineer something here for Christchurch United? Todd Smith has got him going backwards. He turns into Brazier. Kane's there to stop his progress initially. Stevens back on the ball. Into Graham. Sees it's a chance and didn't do it with his right and blazes wide with the left. Well, Knight, take his time here. Rolls it in Swartz, immediately under pressure from Yu. Launch forward to Coughlin, brings it down well with his chest. Lucky to get it off Hornsby, but Hornsby gets it back to Graham. Hornsby releasing Surrey, and beautiful use of the shoulder there from Lapsley. Hornsby into you. Graham feeds it back to you. Clever little work there from David Yu. Surrey gets beyond Lapsley, but Swartz onto the left peg. Clever ball to Lapsley. Laid back inside to Ballard, who can't find the ball. Into Coughlin. It's the right idea, but just a bit of inaccuracy there from the young midfielder. Well, Cashmere Technical know if they can just retain some good field position as they did most of the first half. They've got part of this job done. Is a delightful ball from Matt Todd-Smith to Barbara Ryan, who touch deserted him there. Probably just overthinking the options he had inside. Hornsby down the line to Lee. Surrey bounces it inside, but Lapsley will come away with it. Gets it to Gucci, who takes it on the turn. There's a run forward from Barbara Ryan, but he wasn't able to be found. Tyndall gets to the ball to Barbara Ryan, but United have been held some good defensive shape and received the ball back. Graham. Out to Sugahara. Back into Grover. Stevens coming back to engineer something here. Sugahara down towards Brazier, but his progress is halted by Kane. Put one well by McIsaac. It's in with Hornsby. Rolled into Lee. Ballard's there. Had his work cut out for him today. Gets it in towards Brazier, lays it back, but Todd Smith's there. To Gucci. Releases some pressure out to Coughlin. All sorts of work to be done here by Garvin Coughlin. He's completely surrounded by white jumpers. To Group Green. Rolls it into Graham. You. Hornsby. Pradhan. Cross to the Group Green. Opportunity to switch it, but back they come. Pradhan to Hornsby. Finds Brazier. Flicked on well to Surrey. Brazier tried it. Inches away there from finding Surrey on the go through. Clever work in there from Brazier. Flicked on well by McIsaac. Graham able to get there first before Coughlin. Grover. Out to Stevens. Closed down immediately by Barbara Ryan. Stevens gets it out to Surrey. Lapsley trying to halt his progress as he enters the area. The overlapping run by Hornsby drives it in towards the near post, but no threat to the goal, as it was well defended in the end by Cashmere Technical. Well, a measure of a good game in my book is how often the referee has to get involved, and referee Caleb Downs hasn't had too much to do. There's the odd little collision and the cards have come out, but other than that, play has flowed nicely here at English Park tonight. Knight, well met by Brazier. Yu heads it back in. Sugahara able to get it back to Pradhan. Well read there by Coughlin, and he draws a cynical foul there from De Groot Green. And I'd suggest he's pretty fortunate to have some inside defenders there. Well, Garvin Coughlin has seen De Groot Green turn back on several occasions during the first half and predicted it well there. Got the ball. Was pulled back. And De Groot Green's left shaking his head going, no, you didn't really want that card. Things will heat up over this next half hour. As Taguchi puts it in. Coughlin off the crossbar. Well, I'm not quite sure how Garvin Coughlin does it. It really looked like he had no chance of getting on the end of that one or getting it back in towards goal, but the chance was there. But here come Christchurch United. Can they find themselves into space? The press is on the ball. They found an exit again through Hornsby. Gets it to Surrey. Ballard's back to slow his progress. Cuts inside. Goes to ground, but I do not believe there was any touch there. And the very Yu has a strike, and what a save by Danny Knight. That was destined for the back of the net before Knight brought up. But you'd have to question the tackle there earlier from Alex Ballard on Aidan Surrey. Surrey went crashing to the ground there. Well, and it was judged to be no touch, but they'll have to deal with this corner. Well, Cashmere Technical was whipped in towards the near post. Got rid of by Taguchi. And once again, Coughlin has been dragged back. And this time it's Riley Grover on the end of a yellow card. Well, it's quite a clear message there that do not let Garvin Coughlin run. As soon as he gets beyond you, pull him back. Must have been a message at half time. Well, I joke, of course, because that's not the kind of thing, but all those Christchurch United players will know the kind of danger that Garvin Coughlin can provide. And here he is now, a ball forward to Groot Green. Has gone crashing to the ground, and this time the free kick will go in the favour of Christchurch United. Well, what a strike it was there from David Yu. Danny Knight having to be his absolute best there to keep that one out. Not for the first time. Danny Knight comes to the rescue of Cashmere Technical. Lapsley gets it into Swartz, who nudges it back towards Knight. Somewhat scuffs the clearance. Through ball to Surrey. Cuts back in, gets it on his right. It's fallen to Amachi Shugahara. Immediately turns back to Hornsby. Surrey, is the line high enough? No, it's not, and it's across. And Swartz has had to go for a corner here. Well, the pressure's starting to build here on Cashmere Technical. As Christchurch United start upping the tempo here. Looking for that equaliser. David Yu to take this one. Left foot curling in. Well, it's a decent ball. Brazier just couldn't get there, and Coughlin has it. He'll look to get beyond Grover, but Grover wins the contest this time. And clever work there from the Cashmere technical defence. Immediately getting the opportunity to step up and finding Grover offside. And the linesman in perfect position to spot that one. Knight, just waiting for the ball boys to move off the pitch. Coughlin flicks on. Taguchi joins the attack. He'll put pressure on Van Dyke. Left foot of his is pretty strong and gets a good piece of it. Swartz towards Barbara Ryan. Can't bring it down, and Grover will let that one roll out. Coughlin thought he might have done enough there to earn the right to the throw-in, but we're going to see some changes. Both sides are going to create changes here. Well, it's Lockie McIsaac. He'll go to the sideline. He'll be replaced by Jack Hallahan. And 6 for 8, so Riley Grover. Go to the bench, and Wasia Henry. And Brazier will be replaced by Brendan Coughlin. Well, Brendan Coughlin was able to come on and grab the winner against Coastal Spirit a couple of weeks ago. Coughlin gives Hallahan the immediate opportunity to cause some trouble out there. And whipped it in, but just on the wrong side of the goal. Oh, Jack Hallahan has been a handful plenty of times this season. Prahad back to Van Dyke. Pradhan into Machi Sugahara. Grant gets it forward. Swartz will win the battle there with Coughlin. And Prahad will let that one go to the keeper. Stevens to Machi Sugahara. Hornsby. Back across. Tries to Goot Green. Launch forward. Well covered in the end by the Cashmere technical defence. Step up from the Cashmere technical defensive line. Catches another offside decision. Bit of a deja vu moment there as Danny Knight. It's another free kick in a familiar position. Barbara Ryan putting all sorts of pressure on the ball and does well to bring it under. Finds Coughlin. Who's in the middle? It's Taguchi from point blank range, can only put himself in the back of the net. Forgets to take the ball in there with him. Well, a well-engineered attack down the line there from Barbara Ryan and Coughlin. And I'll have to enjoy going to watch the replay on that one and figure out how in the world Yuya Taguchi missed that opportunity. It looks like someone's needing a bit of attention over there. He's Joel Stevens maybe. Just flipping off to the side to get some attention. No, it might be newly introduced Wasia Henry. Just picked up a bit of contact there at some stage. I'm not quite sure where, but Machi Sugahara gets it back to Pradhan. Launch forward towards Kaplan. Tyndall back into Kane. Across to Lapsley. Immediately under pressure, but finds the stride. Ball's flicked on. Taken by Coughlin, who senses the opportunity to get a shot on, but well blocked in the end. To Group Green. Out to Stevens. To Machi Sugahara. United just down a player at this stage as they work hard towards getting another player on. Through it goes. Swartz is able to get it back to Knight. He can release the pressure. Only as far as Graham. Machi Sugahara out to Hornsby. Suri attempts to wee nutmeg, and might have been 2 nutmegs in a row. I think Suri might have nutmegged Lapsley, and then Lapsley nutmegged him back. Well, there is going to be a change. So wait for the 4th official, Marshall, to let us know what's going on. It is Wasia Henry, who will be placed by Senavesti. So Henry, the shortest of stays on the pitch. There's Lapsley, releases it forward towards Coughlin, and only just put out in the end by Rico Pradhan, the youth international. Coughlin, clever little turn, able to release it out to Barbara Ryan. Can he find himself some space? Cuts back in on his left, Oak on his right, clips it back in, and Pradhan is there to clear. Knight goes toe-to-toe with Kaplan. Well back from Barbara Ryan. Finds Tyndall, who can find it, get it all the way back to Knight. Swartz. Big release towards Hallahan. Back with Lapsey via Coughlin. Knight. Great ball in there. The 2 Irishmen up top there, just trying to combine Hallahan and Coughlin. Hornsby able to find the Group Green. Machi Sugahara and you just trying to work the ball around, find some space. Well, Tyndall doing well there, but opportunity here. Well squashed out by Kane. Barbara Ryan surging past one, gets it into Taguchi. Kane just delayed his ball, but might have found a onside. Barbara Ryan, who releases early into Garvin Coughlin, and no problem whatsoever, doubling the lead for Cashmere Technical. The duo of Garvin Coughlin and Aidan Barbara Ryan jump into a crowd of kids behind the goal to celebrate that one. And what a finish again by Garvin Coughlin, who makes it 2. You just can't stop him scoring, Garvin Coughlin. Well, once again, Aidan Barbara Ryan timed his run perfectly, and the ball inside was pinpoint. He gave Coughlin the easiest of chance, well, not the easiest of chances to finish, but right in his stride, gave him no need for a second touch. Given that wee buffer here in the 28th minute of the second half. And Cashmere Technical now find themselves in the box seat. Taguchi rose well there. Coughlin brings it down, looks for the space, gets it out to Hallahan. Taguchi wants it. Hallahan's tried to the big switch, and it's out to Sugahara. And to Stevens, can't keep it under. Desperate work in there from Tyndall. Barbara Ryan on the ball, comes back to find some space. Tyndall launches it forward, but no willing runners this time. Well, I hope you're enjoying this coverage. We've just learnt there's a few people watching from all around the world and from Cape Town. It is the hottest ticket in town, that's for sure. The meeting between first place in the Southern League, Cashmere Technical, versus second placed Christchurch United. And they'll meet again on the final day of the season, which might be an absolute key fixture to decide who the two sides to join the National League Championship will be. Hornsby flicks it on to Suri. Suri goes driving in looking for space, but it's quickly denied by Lapsley. Todd Smith out to Hallahan. Chops in and around and fed in towards Coughlin, who can met there by a fine save by Stephen Van Dyke. Coughlin must have been seeing the headlines of a hat trick there for a minute or two. It was a delightful ball through for Hallahan. Suri receives it off Festi. Festi back into Graham. Stevens, plenty of room but can't find the ball. Into danger. Festi out to Sugahara. Well, the defence of Cashmere Technical is back in shape, and United can find no way through it. We're at the half-hour mark now, and it's all to do here for Christchurch United. They can find the back of the net, just bring themselves a bit of hope, and no doubt sense the opportunity to go for it. Here's an opportunity, cut back in. Lapsley desperately lunges at it and gets it away. Suri might have sensed the opportunity to put that one away, but experienced defender and Benjamin Lapsley, as it goes back in, Swartz is able to clear, gets it to Taguchi. Taguchi tries to flick it on beyond Graham, but it's ricocheted into his hand, and it'll be a free kick for Cashmere Technical. Todd Smith gets it towards Hallahan. Hornsby's able to lay it back. into Van Dyke. Just not enough on it there from Matt Todd-Smith. Decent option to that big switch play, but it's has to be well hit. Machi Sugahara. You get to Stevens. Stevens quick on the turn. Leave a ball in towards Kaplan. Well cleared by Todd Smith. Flicked on again by Coughlin, but well met in the end from Pradhan. No way forward for you. Stevens into you. Yu's able to turn. He's so fast on that movement as he looks for the shape and finds the side netting, but seen all the way by Knight and goal. We are going to see another change here. Some last minute instructions there for Xander Edwards as he'll go on to replace Barbara Ryan. I think maybe just picking himself up off the deck. I just need some attention as he makes his way to the sideline. Well, it's just a comforting arm and some fresh legs out there in the form of number 14 Xander Edwards. Aidan Barbara Ryan has proved himself out there today with some fine couple of fine assists for Aidan, for Garvin Coughlin to get 2 here tonight so far. Coughlin flicks in the air, but Graham will come away with it. Out to Surrey, back into Hornsby. Graham out to Surrey. Nice little 1-2 with Festi, but not coming together for Christchurch United on that occasion. 10 minutes of normal time left in this one. And it might be the clock as the major enemy here for Christchurch United. As Taguchi able to get it back to Ballard. Gets it towards Edwards. Goes toe-to-toe with Stevens. Gets it to you. Fed into Stevens. We're able to get a strike on here, but that one's up and over the fence and out towards St Albans Primary School. Well, he must do better in there. Joel Stevens. Well, he's got himself a few goals this season, that's for sure. Sitting on 18 goals for the season. 3 on the weekend. And also picked up a semi-final goal, or a quarter-final goal, I should say, against Fairmead Bays. Well, Cashmere Technical found themselves here after a 10-0 victory over St Albans Shirley and a 4-0 victory in the quarter-final. United squeezed past UC by 1-0, and then once again squeezed past Fairmead Bays 2-1 in the quarter-final. And looks like they're going to have to get at least a couple here in the dying stages just to take it to extra time. And it wouldn't surprise you with the kind of play that Christchurch United are capable of bringing to it, but they just can't seem to do it here so far. The group green into you. Yu's going to have a go from range, but not on target. Stevens is sat on the ground asking, why me? Downs, happy to see him get up and let's get on with it. Knight. Now to Lapsley. Pressure attempted to be put on. Hallahan. All sorts of goings on there. Lapsley's going to charge through. Clips it in towards the middle. Edwards is there. So is Coughlin. Can he put a stamp on this game? Edwards will bring it back under control. Trying to find Todd Smith. Hughes come away with it. Settles it back down by getting it to Stevens. Stevens into Graham. Finds Amachi Sugahara. Launched forward towards Kaplan. Kane will give chase and hope there's enough on this ball to be able to let it go out. Knight just giving some instruction where he's going to kick it. Once again towards Coughlin. Edwards just found it onto his hand there. Quickly taken into you. Pradhan back to the group. Green to Stevens. Taguchi's able to get there first, but a tangle up in there with Todd Smith. United able to retain position. Cross to you. Drag back, we're around and back out towards Stevens. Promising work here for Christchurch United. That got in, and Kaplan just getting far too much of it, just trying to glance it, but in the end, getting a decent piece of it and sending it wide. Five to go. Christchurch United just finding some good territory here, unable to turn it into solid chances. Have had a couple during this game. Danny Knight's pulled off a couple of first-class saves. Coughlin brings it down, turns into DeGroot Green. DeGroot Green just trying to guide this one out, but forced to play it. Tidy work in here from United. But disrupted by the Cashmere technical defence, and there'll be a technical throw. Todd Smith. Nice work in here from Tyndall. Can't find his way through. Ballard gets it out to Hallahan. Bit of time and space to work in here, and just tripping over it there, and Lapsley works hard to get the ball back, and it's done so with the help of Ballard. Ballard able to get it forward, but the free kick has been given as Aidan Siri got himself in all sorts of a tangle there, and given away a free kick, quickly taken by Taguchi. Swartz under pressure from Kaplan. Release through Ballard and Kane. And uncharacteristic loose pass in there from Kane. Couldn't find Tyndall. Back into Machi Sugahara. Graham. Stevens. Exchange passes. The big crossfield kick. And well judged by Knight, who will use up valuable seconds here. He's only interested in seeing the ball at the other end of the park. Takes his full 6 seconds to launch it forward. Well won by De Groot Green. Propelled back forward by Todd Smith. Stevens into Graham. Looks pretty safe with the ball all night. There's Travis Graham. Nice work in there. Gets the ball to Tyndall. Hallahan considers his options here. Couldn't find Lapsley on the underlap. Taguchi will retreat well and get the ball back into Ballard. Ballard just caught, hop in there, and Hornsby goes crashing in well. Good advantage in there from the referee. And great work in there. Ballard. Well, Tyndall. No, sorry. And it, Hornsby has picked himself up a yellow card and been sent across. Maybe, I don't think it's a yellow. I don't think that was a red card. Maybe there's some blood. No, I think it is a sending off. Well, not sure if that was a second yellow, but quite what's happening here. Well, there'll be 5 minutes of additional time to see this one out. Looks like United have gone down to the 10 men. As Edwards tries to find Coughlin. Taguchi weaving, driving. Looked like he might have been connected there, but not in the opinion of Downs. Lapsley straight to Graham. Forward it goes. Kaplan gets it out to Surrey. Inside towards Vesti, but Kane's desperate to get into it, and he's done well. Surrey. Spins out of trouble, gets it back into Graham. There's the 10 men attacking force, desperate to get something out of this game. Taguchi, winning it well. Swartz into Todd Smith, across to Taguchi. Tyndall sees nothing there, spins inside into Ballard. Ballard, clever work there. Into Taguchi, flicked out towards Coughlin. Great work in there by Surrey, who was desperate to take away the opportunity from Garvin Coughlin. Well, there's been a substitution. It would be Garvin Coughlin, who has come off, and I think it'll be Gabriel Galloway who will come on for these final 5 minutes. Well, he's no stranger from scoring goals as Gabe Galloway. To inject a bit of pace. Hallahan just absorbing a few seconds, able to turn out of one and drives across the box and will earn the side of corner. Well, Garvin Coughlin just walking across the bottom of the Steve Sumner stands receives a couple of applause from the Tech faithful. Once again, Garvin Coughlin has provided. Hallahan ducks inside one. Once again, causes all sorts of trouble in towards the near post. They found a way out, have Christchurch United through Travis Graham, but Ballard's there to get a foot in. Edwards trying to get it to Galloway. Away comes Stevens. But great retreating from the striker there to slow the progress. Graham, cross to you. Brad Hahn, cross to DeGroot Green. Mochi Sugahara brings it down, back into Stevens. Searching ball in, and Swartz will ball. Ballard won it well and releases Hallahan. Hallahan, if he gets his eyes up early, he's going to try to drift the ball in towards Taguchi, but just skewing it away and gratefully received by Van Dyke. Hallahan, just don't want to beat David Yu to the ball as Graham will get it out to Surrey. Surrey, Vesti. Vesti back into you. Opens up in front of him, he drives in, gets it on that educated left foot of his, but can only find it straight into the arms of Danny Knight. There's the clock, ticks down and over. The amount of time in the second half. It's a tidy little 2-0 win for Cashmere Technical tonight that will see them here, back here to English Park on Saturday the 7th of September, where they'll meet Coastal Spirit in the final of the Morrison Mitsubishi English Cup 2024 edition. Well, it was a fine game. The ball was made to work very hard by both sides tonight, but in the end, there was Aidan Barber Ryan who put it on a plate for Garvin Coughlin twice, and a brace from him has given Cashmere Technical a ticket in the final once again. Thanks for joining us here for this game from English Park.